Good evening, dear. Today's lecture is on fate of pollutants in soil. In this, first we have to know the persistence or retention capacity of the pollutants. In this, persistent organic pollutants (POP) means uh, the synthetic chemicals which are produced from our pesticides and other chemical industries. This has an ability to retain in fat-rich tissues, and also it can be accumulated in bigger animals. And our most POPs are from pesticide like Aldrin, DDT, Endrin, hexachlorobenzenes, and also some industrial byproducts like polychlorinated dibenzodioxins and dibenzofurans. And coming to the fate of pollutants in soil, this can be the soil can be polluted by two ways. One is point source or the direct source, and then by diffused source. Directly it can be polluted by manufacturers, landfills, incinerators, and that will adversely affect our soil biota, and also by the atmospheric deposition and sedimentation by surface waters. It is very hazardous by POPs, inorganic pollutants, and above all heavy metals, because these heavy metals are not degraded or decomposed by natural process, and become very toxic to our living organisms, and also it affects the fertility of the soil. To know or to identify these problems, we have to do some physical and chemical analysis along with our soil profile study to know the depth of the pollution. And because of these heavy metals, the ion exchange reactions will be arrested, and also the retention and release of these heavy metals primarily depends upon the precipitation, decomposition, ion exchange, and adsorption desorption reactions in the soil. Because of this soil contamination, the soil pH get increased, that will adversely affects the metal solubility, because the pH regulates the specific absorption and complexation process in the metals which is present in the soil, and also that is the responsible for pollution or pollution in soil. And next one is the effect of clay content of soil. As you all know, the ion exchange and specific absorption are the major characterization of clay content in the soil. This will involve in the absorption of metal ions that will reduces the toxicity level, and also by organic matter it has the great influence on metal mobility and bioavailability of metal both in solid and liquid phases, also due to the complexation and absorption mechanism which is linked in the metal by the organic matter. And next we'll see the CEC, means cation exchange capacity. The negatively charged which is present in the surface soil collides, and this can be governed by the type of clay and organic colloids which is present in the soil. The increase in organic matter will increase as the CEC. The increased CEC will reduce as the toxic level of the metal ions. And next, the iron and manganese oxide. This is very much important in reducing the metal concentration in the soil solution by both adsorption and precipitation, that will reduce as their mobility in the soil. And next we'll see the behavior of organic contaminant. Organic molecules are known as are this carbon source for microorganisms, because it helps to break down the organic matters or metals which is present in the soil, and this can be depends upon the interaction with the solid, liquid, and gaseous phase of the soil, and this contains biotic absorption, biotic and abiotic decay, leaching and volatilization process. And next we'll see the adsorption and desorption process. It is very much important because it delays the mobility and leaching of metal ions which is present in the soil. And then biodegradation, it is nothing but the decomposition or degradation of metals that can be happened by microflora or microorganisms which is present in the soil. And then coming to the interaction or transfer of soil to animal, means this is depend upon the grazing practice and season and diet of a particular man, because both organic and inorganic compounds are present very much high in contaminated soil. During grazing, that will enter into the gastrointestinal membrane of the animal, and then it will pass to blood, and also in some organs which in the animal it will return relation to the lipid content, that will leads to the half lives of animal. And next one is bioremediation. Means in situ and ex situ method of and in this the bioremediation is the degradation method which helps to destroy or transform or immobilize the environmental condition. And in situ means it is removing from the subsurface to treat the contaminated soil. In situ means leaving the soil in the original place where the remediation occurs. This has biofilling, thermal the process, and the land farming or comes under ex situ. In situ means it includes bioventing, biosparing, biosplugging, etc. Bioventing means treatment of unsaturated soil to enhance the soil vapor extraction system. Biosparing means it can be used for both the saturated and unsaturated soil zones. And biosplugging means it helps to treat free products phase floating on the top of the groundwater. This will helps to clear the contaminant which is present in the surface water. And next we'll see the phytoremediation. It is also the in situ technique which uses plants to remediate contaminated soil. Some plants called hyperaccumulators. This can able to accumulate more number of metal ions or high concentrated metal ions from the ground. This involves uptake of metal ions by their root system and translocate to the aerial parts and stored in the non-toxic form. And then remediation of contamination. This is nothing but the cleanup of soil by cost-effective and technical complex process such as leaching of pollutants, solidification or stabilization of products, and then vitrification by using thermal energy and chemical oxidation and reduction reaction. And phytoremediation of heavy metals includes, this can be achieved by rhizofiltration for cleaning surface waters. Phytoextraction thus will reduces the concentration of heavy metals which is present in the soil. Phytostabilization means it will stabilize or immobilize the metal ions by reduces their mobility of metal ions in the soil. Phytodegradation, this helps to decompose the metal ions. Rhizodegradation, by it also decomposes the metal ions which is present in the soil by rhizometric microorganisms. Phytovolatilization means it helps to release the metal ions in the gaseous form into the atmosphere. Phytorestoration means this can be stored in the plant pots in non-toxic form. Thank you.